Good morning everyone. So let's have a quick glance on today's newspaper headlines with a cup of tea. Dated on February 28, 2019. Today's newspaper, that is The Hindu. IAF plane shot down, pilot taken captive by Pak Army. MiG-21 takes a hit while trying to intercept Pakistan's planes. MEA demands safe and immediate return of Wing Commander. PAF aircraft drop bombs at 4 locations in Jammu and Kashmir. PM holds high-level meeting after Imran Khan's appeal for dialogues. In enemy hands, Indian Air Force's Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman was taken into custody by the Pakistan Army after the fighter jet he was flying was shot down on Wednesday. In a video released by the Pakistan Army, he was shown sipping tea. He said that he was being looked after well. According to Article 3 of the Geneva Convention on Treatment of Prisoners of War, nations should avoid these acts. Violence to life and person, in particular murder of all kinds, mutilation, cruel treatment and torture, taking of hostages, outrages upon personal dignity, in particular humiliating and degrading treatment, the passing of sentences and the carrying out of executions without previous judgment pronounced by a regular constituted court, affording all the judicial guarantees which are recognized as indispensable by civilized people. Shot down MiG-21 pilot Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman in Pakistan Army custody. He is our brave Wing Commander Abhinandan Vardhaman. Imran calls for talk. We should resolve our issues through dialogue, said Imran Khan. Blatant politicization, says opposition. Sushma says India's airstrike was preemptive. 6 airmen killed in copter crash. Reduced to rubble. Post-disaster drive, an NDRF team clearing the site where a 4-story building collapsed in Karol Bagh on Wednesday. No casualties were reported. Airspace north of Delhi turns no-fly zone for 4 hours. Flights to and from 9 airports hit after IAF directive. Carriers that overfly Pakistan had to take a longer route. A family going to Srinagar waiting outside the Mumbai airport. A memorial to remember Odisha's witch hunt victims. The state loses an average of 70 lives annually on account of the heinous practice. Hindutva and exclusion connected Amartya. He is the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. Shelter home case. CBI appoints 2 SPPs. CBI and CFSL officers at the Muzaffarpur shelter home. Court 6 report from Tihar jail on Misl have been kept in solitary confinement. Draft student startup policy prepared. AP gets new South Coast Railway zone. No major fires break out in Bandipur forest. Alert in Nagarahole, Hills. Additional staff deployed in fire-prone areas. CM does an aerial survey. Damage assessment. H.D. Kumaraswamy during an aerial survey of Bandipur forest on Wednesday. Kanthan, the lover of color bags, top honors at Kerala Film Awards. Sudani from Nigeria chosen best movie for popular appeal. UCO bank manager, others booked for fraud. Over rupees 21 crore cleared on fake documents. Students set ablaze in Warangal by classmate. Congress to bank on citizenship bill to stop BJP in Northeast. Amit Shah has said that his party would bring the bill again if voted to power. A present in Tripura against the citizenship bill. Congress last call to CPIM on seat sharing. On the job for women's quota, Odisha CM Naveen praises their efforts for development. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik. Two alleged JMB men nabbed in Bengal. Arrest follow another catch recently. Proof. Police officer tampered with call data. SC pulls up CBI for not giving enough material against former Kolkata police chief. All this happened in June 2018. What stopped you, CBI, from coming to the Supreme Court? Why are you coming in February 2019 saying all this? If this has happened in June, what were you doing all this while? Ranjan Gogoi, Chief Justice of India. Modify Forest Dwellers Eviction Order Center. States rejected claims without observing due process of law. Whitewash. People enjoying a walk during snowfall in Simla on Wednesday. PM's rally in Chennai on March 6. Special purpose vehicle to improve infrastructure in Sabrimala. The company will be a government-owned entity. A file photo of Ayyappa temple in Sabrimala. Second body pulled out of coal mine. Delhi HC verdict on 2 leaves symbol today. Jombos damage crops in AP. Think like a civilization. The biggest casualty of unquestioning enthusiasm for war in democracy and rational thought. The polity must foster a civic consciousness to allow equality of opportunity for all residents. Tailing a virus, Zika outbreak response should not end when an outbreak ends. Buhari's return. The Nigerian president's recollection has raised hopes for economic reform. Letters to the editors. The vexatious question of Masood Azhar. India can take up its fight against terrorism at the United Nations Security Council in various ways. The only consequence of naming Masood Azhar as a global terrorist is that he cannot travel to other countries and his funds in foreign accounts will get frozen. A file photo of a Jaish-e-Mohammed chief in Islamabad, Pakistan. A patchwork approach to GST problems, regulating drug prices. More needs to be done to make medicines affordable. China offers tacit support to India, says terror breeding grounds should be eradicated but rejects labeling Pak as a sponsor of terrorism. Joining hands, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj at Wuhan in China on Wednesday. Need to change narrative of jingoism opposition. Government must not be allowed to escalate situation after airstrikes, says Yechuri at joint meet. Taking stock, former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Congress President Rahul Gandhi during the opposition meet in New Delhi on Wednesday. Kashmiris are safe, Center tells SC, informs that no violent acts have been reported after the top court's intervention. Voicing concern, a file photo of a protest in Srinagar against the targeting of Kashmiris. Akhilesh takes a swipe at government, calls for pilots' safety. They were launching apps, SP chief. India scrambles fighters as Pak jets target positions across LOC. Villagers showing the damage due to shelling in Mankot of Poonch. Shock and awe in Poonch, Rajouri. A worker paints a red cross on the rooftop of a hospital in Srinagar. At the ready, on the trigger, a CISF man keeping vigil at the Delhi International Airport on Wednesday after Pakistani jets intruded into Indian airspace, escalating tensions. Abhinandan's father, a decorated IAF officer, retired Air Marshal, is Param Visist Seva Medal recipient. Simhakutti, Vardhaman. Villagers jolted awake by Indian bombs. They are guarded about militant camp. The only casualty was a man sleeping in his house when sharply broke the windows. For infiltration routes from Balakot, Hilltop Camp trained militant recruits in combat and use of weapons. Cordon of Pakistani soldiers patrolling an area near the Balakot camp on Wednesday.